Apple's recent decision to allow emulators on the App Store has opened up exciting possibilities for iPhone gamers. In just the past month, we've seen the arrival of popular emulators like Delta for Nintendo Retro systems, PPS-SPP for PSP games, and RetroArch, a versatile emulator for many consoles. This means you can now play classic Game Boy Advance, PSP, and N64 games on your iPhone. Even a modest iPhone SE with an older A15 chip can handle these games smoothly. Take PPS-SPP for example. It runs games like Ridge Racer at triple resolution without a hitch. This impressive performance is no surprise. PPS-SPP has been around for a long time and is known for its excellent compatibility and performance. Even a decade-old Android phone can run most PSP games flawlessly. Things are looking good, but iPhone users please hold off on hoping for emulators that run newer stuff like GameCube or PS2, unlike what you can do on Android phones. The key difference lies in a technology called just-in-time compilation. JIT allows emulators to translate game code on the fly, resulting in smoother performance. Unfortunately, Apple currently doesn't allow apps on the App Store to use just-in-time compiler. There are workarounds similar to how users sideloaded apps before emulators were allowed. However, these methods are too technical for most casual users. As a result, emulating newer consoles like the GameCube or Wii on iPhones remains unlikely in the near future. This puts iOS at a disadvantage compared to Android, where powerful phones can now emulate games from the current Nintendo Switch. My daily driver is the Sharp R6, unfortunately equipped with the infamous Snapdragon 888. While this chip is notorious for overheating and performance problems, I've surprisingly been able to run some less demanding Switch titles like Metroid Dread on it. Despite this limitation, the arrival of emulators on iOS is a significant development. It's unclear why Apple changed its stance. Perhaps it's related to recent European laws allowing third-party app stores. Regardless of the reason, it opens up a vast library of classic games to a huge number of iPhone users. The popularity of retro gaming has been steadily growing in recent years, fueled by the success of emulators on other platforms like Android, and the rise of handheld gaming devices like the Steam Deck. Many people enjoy revisiting their childhood favorites, and iPhones being able to join the party is a big deal. Despite Android's long-standing lead in mobile emulation, the arrival of emulators on iOS devices is still a significant development. Why? There's a simple explanation. iPhone users, though not the majority in terms of total smartphone users, are a very vocal group, especially in technology and gaming media. Consequently, the arrival of emulators on iOS generates a lot of buzz. The first major hit, the Delta emulator, might not be considered top-notch by experienced emulator users on Android. Its simplicity makes it great for beginners, but it lacks advanced features like integer scaling and screen swapping in NDS games. However, for many new players, Delta serves as a good introduction to the world of retro game emulation. With more powerful emulators like RetroArch and PPS-SPP joining the App Store, the future of mobile emulation looks bright, and even as a primary Android user, I'm excited to see where this goes.